PLC, being a digital device, will connect to a positive supply, and the value of that positive supply voltage, whether this is internal or external, but the value of this positive supply will determine the value of a logic 1. In other words, what the PLC will consider as on. It then uses that on the inputs to then defer whether that input is on or connected or off or disconnected. It then uses those ones and zeros in order to determine the type of connection that's been made. Now, looking at the analog and digital. An analog signal is a signal that we will get from a sensor, very typically. Now, if we look at, let's say, temperature, we know that it's not hot or cold. We can see that during a single day, that temperature may vary. And as the temperature varies, the thermistor, which we connect as a sensor for temperature, will vary as well. Digital, on the other hand, is like a switch. Switch is open or switch is closed. There is no in between. So in digital sense, we will have an on or an off. Now, the PLCs comes with analog to digital converters, which basically means it says this is my analog signal, that is my cutoff. Anything above that level we consider logic 1 or on. Everything below that level we consider logic 0 or off. And that is how the PLC operates with analog and digital. But we'll go more into that with the programming. Let's look at the interface of the PLC programming using Logosoft Comfort. Create a new file or create a new program. Click on the top left of the screen. That brings down what type of design you're going to make. Let's make a ladder diagram. Now, looking at the options over here, there's your typical new, open, close, print, copy, paste, cut options that you get in all Windows programs. On this side, we've got a switch logo mode. Here we've got the download PC onto the logo option, upload from the logo to the PC or from the PLC to the PC. Here we've got zoom buttons, and then we've got a page layout which has to do with the printing. This button converts whatever ladder diagram you've got into a block diagram. And then there's content sensitivity help, which is if you click there and you click on any button, then it will identify what is happening over there. Now, the inputs, different types of inputs and outputs we can find in this left hand window. Okay, firstly we've got the constants. Those are your make and break contacts, relay coils, inverted outputs, and so on and so forth. Then we've got special functions, which include timers and time sensitive options. Then we've got counters, which will identify or add or subtract whenever an input is triggered. Going down, we've got analogs. These are analog, or these work with the analog inputs and the analog or analog option inputs. Then we've got miscellaneous, where we've got logic gates, latching, relays. Let's just bring that down. And then over here we've got some additional options. There's just your select button. There's for if you want to insert comments, cut and join connections, make connections, constants and connectors. These are shortcuts for this window, special functions, which is a shortcut for this window. And then there is your simulation, whereby you can actually simulate the operation of your network that you've drawn.